happening, my people? Welcome to Vatican Football Podcast and welcome to another edition of 5 Things Chelsea versus Arsenal. What a great match. It was the war. It was the fight. It was in the Boski Barose. Because Chelsea came with war. Yeah. And Arsenal did not even know what is coming because they were expecting something lesser than that. Yeah. But really, but I will not be doing this alone because, guys, I have Rashford here, the Chelsea man, and I will be the Arsenal man guy, where I will be defending our team. Chelsea have to defend if there's something to defend. Really.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Rashford, let's talk about this. What do you see in that match?
Yeah, I think it's a match of who wants to win more. And I think Chelsea showed the mentality of this. We need to put an end to this Arsenal dominance against Chelsea. And I think the physicality, the intensity, it was not something they were expecting. But we brought the game to them. We played the game for 90 minutes. Even after the red card. I know the red card issue was something, to some extent, I feel like we saw it coming because you look at the intensity and the physicality that they were putting into the marking, and they did not know the right time to press the brake. So I feel like it was something that was coming because even the overall match in the first half alone, there was 5 yellow cards. Yeah. So joined with the red card, I believe it was something coming. But afterwards, we never played like we were 10 men down, and Arsenal would never believe it. They would just never believe that.
Yeah, my take on that was I'm so disappointed in Arsenal. Really, I knew that it's a derby match, but I wanted more connection. I wanted more spiciness. Yeah, they are spicy, but Chelsea was
the better side.
In the first half, I said it on our group. I said the first half is for Chelsea because they were everywhere. Yeah. And Arsenal have themselves to be blamed in that team because why I noticed that is that Chelsea noticed that the only way Arsenal can connect is when the front line. Yeah. When the front line is having a good connection. And how will you do that? If you're able to stop Rice. Yeah. Then
from being the bridge between the defense and the attack.
Everything is off. And that is what Chelsea did. And I've been seeing it every game that Rice is a bridge. Find the means of
cutting that bridge off. Yeah. So to just cap what you said, I think I really saw that in the match. I was even taking note of the way Arsenal built up in the match. They expanded the field.
Exactly.
Like put Ancape and Mosquera, open the space, then allow the fullback just pin up wide and then find that central man who was going to always collect the ball. I think Chelsea, we did not struggle with that, but we kind of like struggle with that because we wanted to like go man to man with everybody. But because they are opening the field, there is so much space in the central part of the pitch. And I feel like that's one of the things that caused Moises Caicedo to go into that red card because when they play the ball and there is somebody free in the center, he opens a lot of space. So he has to like do a lot of interception. And with his interception, he has to go for intensity. Like if he's not fast, they will bounce the passes around the central pitch. So I feel like that was one of the things that led to the red card. And it's beautiful from Arsenal. It's beautiful from Arsenal's part. But after the red card, he affected the game because Chelsea did not press man to man again. We now went passive and just hold the box. So we started inviting them, and their lack of creativity is showed in that match. That they cannot do anything when everything is compact in the center of the pitch.
And obviously, and I noticed that Aketa saw that too. That's why he introduced. I was thinking, why would you start Martinelli? Really, I prefer that guy coming from the bench.
I think Trossard had a knock in the last match.
Then you see Madueke, put Madueke in the other side, and just play it. Then bring him Martinelli in. But I was shocked to see him playing Martinelli. Everybody say, this guy have something against Martinelli. But I'm saying that he doesn't have that technical ability to start this type of intensive match. And it was obvious. There was no connection. It was all, this is what I wrote here. I said, all possession, no bites. Throughout the game, I can say that Chelsea have more attempts, more chance created than Arsenal. And that is it really. Let's go to the second talking point. And the talking point is Arsenal corner kick. Do you think Chelsea did a great justice to that corner kick stick?
Yeah, I think we were pretty good in the way we defended our box when it came to corner kick, because one thing I saw was majority of the other teams, when they are defending against Arsenal in the corner kick, they just protect the box 6.
Yeah.
But with Chelsea pinned man to man with Timber and the other guys. So it's like, if you do not have a chance to run into the box 6, then how are you going to head the ball? And then you put somebody like Fofana or Chaluba, who is good in taking that first ball and clearing it out. So I think we did a very good job. But one other thing I want to put as a factor is, I think the quality of the corner kick in this particular match is not high. Like the quality was low. They didn't get it into the G spot. That's one thing I would say. Like he almost like he was in the first line of the box 6. Yeah. There is always a Chelsea player to clear it out of that space.
And I did not do 5 things for Arsenal against Bayern Munich, but there's something I said on our live on TikTok. I said Bayern Munich tried something and Chelsea did it better. Bayern Munich noticed that you cannot. The one beautiful thing about Arsenal corner kicks that they are coming from the blind side. Yeah. So what Bayern Munich did was pin man to man, let them face them.
Yeah.
So
that you know who you are when they are coming.
So those players are not literally.
They are not just running into space to go and edge the ball. Yeah, definitely.
They are not running into space to say, okay, leaving them to run in. Yeah. So they did that, but later on they lost focus, and that. But Chelsea was able to do it better because number one is that if the person, that's why the corner kick was a little bit poor. Yeah. Because when the person noticed that the players they are meant to run in, they are not going. Yeah,
they are already pinned.
So he will be looking for other means to make it a better corner.
Yeah, definitely.
So it is more psychological. Yeah. And today you see less of the set piece coach, the corner kick coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Why? Because this thing has been found out. The Chelsea just acted it, and I know Maresca is a very diligent coach in terms of study manager. I know all manager does. Yeah. But this one was a masterclass. And anybody can see anything they want to see. This was a masterclass because if you can get Arsenal to score a corner
against you,
or even a dead ball against you in the opening game or anything, in any time, you will have the chance to fight for more. And that's the beauty of it. Yeah. So Chelsea did great job of Chelsea upon that, really. And I know that Arsenal were clueless. They were clueless on that. They were clueless. And in as much that there are many things to talk. Let's talk about Chelsea discipline. The coach, the players in matches now that be collecting yellow card, red card, especially the coach, red card, yellow card. Now, Tasedo do not really need to actually make that challenge because Merino will only pass to the next man. He's not the ball carrier person like that. Yeah. And there's a way that Chelsea can easily
get the ball out of. Yeah.
Do you think there's discipline problem in Chelsea?
Like the coach has always said, when we want to talk about discipline in the club, the first thing we should talk about is the context at which these incidents happened. Okay. So if you look at probably there was one red card from Malo Gusto, there was one red card from João Pedro in the Champions League. I think those are the 2 red cards that you can, and probably Sanchez and Chaluba. Those are those red cards that you can say you could have just done something else and just allow the game continue play. But if you look at this particular one against Merino, this Caicedo, one thing I said is I was speaking to my brother when I was watching the match, and I was telling him like his strength actually turned to a weakness for him in that particular incident because it is not a bad thing to be intense and it is not a bad thing to be physical. But when you keep doing these things and you don't know when to pull the brake, you don't know when to stop, because in that match, in the first minute to like the 30th minute, it was that guy who was breaking the play everywhere, going into tackles 50-50, badging players from the back, stopping the Arsenal's build-up. But he needed to know when to okay, this particular one, I should have just a little bit be soft and not go into it fully. But to talk about the disciplines, and honestly, is a very, very bad record. But if you look at the context, I don't think it is so much of a thing to worry about. There are a whole lot of positive to focus on, but in the underground, we definitely need to be doing our job, because you cannot be getting like 7, 8 or 9 red cards in 19 or 20 matches, and we'll say that's not a problem. It definitely is a problem, but I don't think we should not see it in a grandiose sense, like, oh, if you don't stop this is going to kill you or something. But I think it's something we just need to take note of.
I think the coach have to take note of this.
Yeah.
I know when you have young player, energetic players, they tend to want to
go into every battle.
We know one thing about Arsenal. In the game, Arsenal-Chelsea, in the game like this, they want the advantage. Every team want the advantage. Chelsea did well with 10 man, but it is because Arsenal were not there.
Yeah, definitely.
Assuming Arsenal match the tempo, match the creativity,
the
intensity, it will be another story. And to be something that everybody will go out against. But I think the manager needs to work on that, talk to the players, and make it right. Now, let's talk about one more thing, then the last one, I will just give a take. One more thing is what do you think about the officiation of the match?
I always want to try to avoid this kind of thing because sometimes
I'm not saying you should say it, but I'm not saying on average.
Definitely, there is always something to say about the officiation, which is Anthony Tole has always been a pain in the ass for Chelsea.
Not only Chelsea, Arsenal fans don't like him too. So
Arsenal fans don't like him too. I think for Chelsea, he's one guy I don't always want to see in my match.
Arsenal fans complain too.
Yeah, because when that incident happened with Caicedo, I know that's definitely a red card, but
he gave him yellow.
Initially, because the tackle, if you look at it from that, when it first happened, you would not necessarily think it was a big thing like that. But I was telling my brother when we were sitting there, I was like, this thing will happen now. This guy will make a big deal out of it. He did not.
It was VAR that called him.
Yeah, it was VAR that definitely called him, and he went back to review and he just gave us a red card. But with the officiating, would I say it is? I think to some level he managed the game. He managed the game well, but he could have done better. I think I'm not gathering my thoughts when it comes to talking about officiation and all of those kind of things, because I know they are human beings. They will have moment of mistake. They will have moment of emotional decisions. They will have moment of when they do not actually know what is the right decision to make and all of those things. So I just share my case.
But for me, I ask fans about officiation because I really want to know how they see the game. But really, Anthony Taylor did not really, because it's a big match. It's a match that who else should handle the match? That's it's team.
Probably Michael Oliver or something.
I don't think Michael Oliver will even, because this match was a game of, because when you see Caicedo rolling, and you're like, maybe it's not that bad. So that's why I asked the question, because I'm seeing everywhere saying, but it was a fair.
I think it was fair, honestly.
So now let's talk about Arteta. What do you think Arteta should have done? Because I noticed that when he brought in Odegaard, the game changed.
Yeah, definitely.
There was a little bit of connection. I like the fact that he removed Zubimendi. He's on yellow. I like the fact that he removed Zubimendi and make Rice to be the one taking the ball and, do the normal role that he does before. But what do you think Arteta should have done different in this match? If you are Arsenal coach. I know you are not Arsenal fan.
Yeah, definitely. To be very honest, watching the match, there was so much emotion attached to it. So I was mostly seeing from the Chelsea's perspective. Because it's a match of, like, it's a clash of the Titans. These are the two best club in the league currently by form. What form says, these are the two best club currently. So I watched much of the match from the Chelsea's perspective. But I think if the standards of the players were better than they were in this particular one, they could have gotten. If you look at the last minute goal that Timber, if he had allowed that ball for Gyökeres, the narrative would have changed. But I think they just tried their best. Looking at it from Chelsea's part, what we did the most is we choked the central space. So the only person that came in and break that thing was Odegaard. I was very, very wary of that guy when he came in, because the way he was requesting for the ball to move into the final third, to drop passes to, like, in the halfway, in the half line, in the half spaces,
connecting the
crosses, like the way he was connecting his. I was telling my brother, I hope we don't lose this match. So I think he did his best. It was just a game where the other team were very, very ready, and the mentality Chelsea showed in this particular match, I think, is something we need to speak about.
For me, I would just say it on back to Arsenal fan, yes, he's a good coach for you. He's a good coach. But at that moment, Chelsea is on red.
Yeah.
The first thing I do is to bring in Odegaard. Yes. You surely have an advantage.
Yeah.
Let's rise. Play the role of Subimendi. Bring in Odegaard. Remove Martinelli, which you did.
Yeah.
Remove Martinelli. When you move Martinelli, introduce, what's his name?
Madueke. Yeah.
Remove this guy as quick as possible, Moreno. Introduce Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Make the game, Gyökeres will be doing the penetrating run. Make the game more difficult. Let Chelsea have many things to think about.
Yeah.
Chelsea only have who to think about.
Saka and Madueke. Yeah.
In fact, Madueke was not really.
Yeah, it was less of a threat.
Yeah, because he did not get into the game as quick as possible.
You know, honestly, to just bring another viewpoint to that thing you just said now, I think Maresca too was always, he was thinking in the match too. Because you see that substitution of removing Estevao and bringing in Garnacho. Like, he switched in everybody's mind, like, okay, now we want to play on transition. We want you to be in a position where we sit back in our house, we suck you in, then we allow you make mistakes, then we blow the ball to Garnacho. And you say like, and even bringing in this guy, Delap, you see most of the ball we play, we didn't shift it to the left-hand side. We didn't shift it to the right-hand side. Rather,
we go to
Garnacho's side. So there's always Liam Delap there. Send the long ball to Liam Delap, win the first ball, drop it for Garnacho, and bust into space. So I think the two coaches were trying their best to like just do something out of the game.
Was cautious as usual.
Yeah.
Naturally, when he introduced Odegaard to that team, Eze was nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Yeah.
So introduce Odegaard as quick as possible. Introduce
Add
Odegaard.
to the creativity.
Add to the creativity.
Yeah.
Bring in Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Make your team spark. Let them bombard them.
Yeah.
That is it. Because the moment a team that's going to sit, actually Arsenal have the most possession, but a team that is going to sit, you have to have your best hand in the
attacking
game.
threats.
Okay, finally, let's not talk. What do you think won the tactical battle?
Well, for me, I think it was Chelsea. It's very, very obvious that it was Chelsea. Chelsea came up with different plan. The initial setup was hold everybody man to man, which it was effective, though it was back and forth. Sometimes we gain control, sometimes they gain control. They also did the same thing, Marcus man to man. But after the red card, we just came up with a different level. We're going to stay passive. We suck you in, then we send long balls, go on transition. And I think they did not really do anything extraordinary in the space of Arsenal. They just kicked the ball around until the introduction of Odegaard, who came out, and there was just some little bit of creativity here and there. But I think overall, I think it's Chelsea. I guess Chelsea won this one. Yeah. And lastly, I just want to hear your opinion. What do you think about that partnership, Mosquera and Ankapi? Did they live up to the expectation? Actually, they lived more than my expectation, because I was expecting them to panic, because the way Chelsea was going at them, it was terrible. I was like, when I saw those two, I know they are capable, but when I saw those two, I was expecting them to be tricky. They were decent. They are not in the level of Gabriel and Saliba, but they did a decent game. They did decent, because you can't blame them for the goals. Never. Can't. So it was a masterpiece from Chalobah, really. This was the same thing Timber did against Bayern Munich. Just run into that place, the ball over. So, but I think Ankapi was kind of like sloppy to some extent. Not a bad match, but there was even almost a time where he almost gave the ball to João Pedro. Where he almost and the hand to this guy's face again, Chalobah. And even did it to João Pedro again, another hand to João Pedro. So I think he's having a slow start. This is a second start, like real start. This is a game. This is the toughest game. For him. He has really faced, really, apart from Bayern Munich, that was a little bit different. But Chelsea game was a derby, and for him, it's okay for me, really, because it's something that is difficult. Yes, definitely. It's 10 against 11, but it's difficult, really. But for me, what do you think your man of the match will be? Man of the match, I want to give it to Rich James. Yes. I like the way he played. That was the game. That was the man of the match for me too, because as I was seeing them, I said, this guy
give a captain performance.
Like Jesus. I was scared at one point, like,
Give
please
a
stop running. Please just stop running. Don't chase these boys
So
anymore.
this end the Timber.
No, it's not. I don't think it was ever a debate in the first place. I think it's ridiculous to just say Timber versus Rich James.
Really,
it was never a debate
It's
for me.
the debate because Timber is a fantastic player. I like him so much, but today was obviously that James was miles away, and that's what it was good talking to you about this game. It's just we reacting. It's more than 5 things, guys, but you know, when we can keep on talking, there's so many talking points. A whole lot, but we just want to tell you what some things that you see and just make many of it. So if you think that this analysis or whatever we say is not going well with you, what do? Put it in the comment section. And also YouTube guys, TikTok guys, this full video is on YouTube.
Yeah, at Vertical Football Podcast.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. So what do? Go to the YouTube and see it for yourself.
Yeah.